You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
87.9.
The truth is out there. Follow us.
We interrupt this program for a special report by WKMU.
Staten Island, New York.
Hey everybody, this is Sky with breaking news as I cover the Trump assassination conspiracy theory. We all don't love him, we all don't hate him, but someone tried to shoot him. So let's just get right into it. So there are a couple things that I'm a little confused about, like, you know, the simple things like the three names. You only use three names when it seems to be a conspiracy. John Wilkes Booth, there was an actual conspiracy that a group of people were tried for and convicted of Lincoln, and then you also got David Chapman. He had three names: Mark David Chapman, John Wilkes Booth. I said already. James Earl Ray is another one, and Lee Harvey Oswald is another one. All three names all seems a little weird. So let's get into the really weird stuff. FBI is seen washing off the roof. Now the roof is too steep to put a sniper up there. That's what they said. But it was not steep enough to go up there and clean it off. And why is that? And let's be honest, to clean a crime scene is not FBI's job. If anything, this so soon after the assassination attempt seems a little weird. Then you have to ask yourself, why would they want to destroy blood evidence? The only two things I can think of is, one, again, the shooter didn't have a DNA sample to connect to. So they just said, oh, there's one, and that's how we connected him. In this scenario, he was still set up to be the patsy. But it's more that he didn't really know of it, and there was no way to connect him to the shooting. So they wanted to get it done with so you wouldn't look for extra conspirators, like we said last time. But another reason could be is that the shooter herself wasn't this Thomas Crooks. If it wasn't the shooter, say there is a picture of Crooks at the facility with his long hair. Like, they actually saw him and took photos of him. So maybe they replaced him with someone that looks like him. I don't know. It sounds strange. I know. But otherwise, what can we go on? Because it just seems weirder and weirder. The law enforcement are saying one thing, Secret Service is saying another thing, and the FBI is saying another thing. So who do we believe here? We don't believe anybody. So let's just go through a quick rerun of all the conspiracy theory things that seem strange to me. On the first day, there were many reports of people saying minutes before the attack, they saw the shoot up there and they were telling people no one did anything about it. Now, maybe local enforcement called it in for the Secret Service and that's how they eventually got eyes on him. But no one did anything still to stop the man from going to the roof. Then you get to the roof where there are no shooters because they say it's too steep to put a shooter there. So the shooter goes there instead and takes a nice shot at Trump. Again, the only reason why he missed is because Trump turned his head slightly to the right to read a monitor. Then you have the destroying the blood, which doesn't sound right. But you also have the fact that the snipers have said that they were in their sights for 20 minutes. And did nothing. You know, I love a good conspiracy, but when there's this many conspiracies, when there's this many oddities at once, it makes you wonder what's going on. Like, who knows what's going on? The real question right now is why the FBI cleaned up the roof. It makes no sense. They destroyed evidence. Then they say they found a bomb in his car and what is it called? Like the thing that sets it off, a detonator type thing on the roof with the phone, and more explosives in his house. So this guy had it in his hand, so when he got shot, he just dropped it. It was on the thing, so he took it out of his pocket and left it on the roof. This just sounds like planted evidence. Wouldn't the detonation be in his pocket? It looked like an old controller, a remote for the TV or something, like a really retro-looking one. But it was on the thing, and right next to it was some kind of cigarette. Now, I don't know if he was a smoker, but I didn't see any videos. I didn't hear anything about a smoker that he was smoking. But maybe that's to show the DNA. Maybe they put it on her lips. It's like, oh, see, it is him. So whoever's DNA is on that cigarette can be used to test to see if it was him. And if that DNA on that cigarette belonged to a different person, you wouldn't know because there's no way to, you know what I'm saying? I know it sounds a little weird. Let me try to retract and say it again. If they had no DNA to connect this guy, they just used someone else's DNA and said that's his, and they connected it because they already knew it was him. They already knew the situation. That's what the conspiracy is. Now, since there's no DNA to test because you sprayed all of it off, the only thing that you could use is this cigarette or whatever it was in the picture right next to the detonator and cell phone. But that could be planted DNA from someone else because cigarettes are one of those classic signs that you leave for DNA. It's like it was purposely, all these things seem like it was someone purposely put all these things into it. Again, they were on the roof. I don't know how far away from the gun, but even the gun wound up being a good foot or two away. And he's laying down, so I'm not sure how the gun got thrown over. Maybe, when they cleared it, went up there and cleared it. But still, those things should be in his pocket. It just seems fishy. If you agree, let me know. If you don't, that's fine too. I just think it's interesting to talk about. We will be doing another episode of Paranormal Pursuits. It will be released hopefully next Friday, the 29th. So yay for that. We're going to have the bitches with beards facing off with the returning champs, the bar banter. And then we'll also return next week with some new episodes about, well, I have a couple ideas actually up in the air. I have research done on all of them. I just got to pick out which one is the most interesting to me at the time. It's going to be doozies either way. So thank you again for listening. As always, I know sometimes I don't know if you heard a lot of our shows. Sometimes we leave some information out. But it's not necessarily meant to be, but it's also meant to be in a way because it's like the truth is out there. You have to find it. You can't just listen to somebody else tell you what the truth is. You kind of figure it out on your own. So I'll let you know some of the interesting things. And if you want to look it up yourself, great. That's how we all get smarter together. So thank you for joining with this episode. Checking in your friends, check on yourselves, and everyone deserves love, especially you. And this is This is 87.9 WKMU Radio signing out. Goodbye.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.